Hello, children, and welcome to Panorama 2, Lesson 5. Today we are going to read a lovely story about a rosebud. You know a rose, right? You know a rose. A rose is a flower. Can you name other flowers? Can you give me the names of 2, 3 other flowers? The rose is one. What else do you know? Do you know the lotus? Yes, of course, the lotus. Sunflower, shooflower, lily, jasmine. There are many flowers. I'm sure you know more flowers. So this story is about a little rosebud. What's a rosebud? The rosebud is closed. Then slowly it begins to open and it becomes a beautiful flower. You know how a plant grows, right? You learned it in science. You know how a plant grows. What does a plant need to grow? You learned it in EVS. What does a plant need to grow? Yes, the plant requires sunlight, soil, water, and air. It requires air. You and I, we breathe in air. Plants also breathe. So how does a plant grow? Do you remember what you learned in science? You sow a seed. You sow a seed in the soil, and then you water the soil. The soil becomes damp. Damp. What is damp? D-A-M-P, damp. What is damp? Damp is it's wet. But there's no water running. If there is too much of water, the seed will drown. The seed cannot grow. So the soil, you put a seed in the soil is damp. And this plant, the seed in a pot or in the soil, it has to have enough of sunlight. And then slowly the plant puts out a root, and then it puts out a shoot, a root and a shoot. The root, you know, holds the plants, and the shoot grows into a beautiful plant. Some plants, you know, give you vegetables, and some plants give you flowers, beautiful flowers. And the rose, as you know, is a beautiful flower. It smells very good. And you can see it in so many different colors. So this story is about a rosebud who was happy to be closed and sleeping. She didn't want to open up. She said, no, don't disturb me, don't come in, I'm fine. And then the sunshine comes, and then the rain comes, and they tell her, wake up, wake up. And she wakes up and she becomes a beautiful rose. In fact, she is the prettiest rose in the garden. Right, that's the story. We will read the story. You can open your books on page 42. And as usual, I will also show you the lesson on my laptop. Right, here the lesson is coming up. The little red rose. The little red rose. Have you read the story of the little red hen? I'm sure you have heard the story of the little red hen. The little red hen plants seeds, and who will help me to harvest, who will help me to cut the grain, who will help me to do this, and all the animals say, not I, not I. To the very hard-working little red hen. If you don't know the story, find out the story, ask your parents to read it out. You can find it on Google, on the internet, or your teacher will read it out. I'm sure you know the story. This is the story of the little red rose. Now let's start. The activity here is write the names of 3 flowers. Share it with your class. In the beginning, we discussed many flowers, not just 3, many. So whatever is the spellings that you know, write the names of the flowers. What is the spelling of rose? It's already there in the lesson. R-O-S-E, rose. What other flowers would you like to write? Lily, lily is easy. Lily, Li, L-I-L-Y. Sunflower, you know the spelling of sun. How do you spell sun? S-U-N. You know the spelling of flower. But if you don't, just look at the screen or look at your books. There is also the spelling of the word flower. Shoe flower is another flower. You know the spelling of shoe. S-H-O-E. Flower. Lotus. How do you spell lotus? Lo, L-O, as in G-O, go, L-O, lo. Lotus, not lotus. Lotus, T-U-S. So you can write. So let's read the story. This story is about a little rosebud who's going to become a beautiful flower. Once there was a little red rosebud. A rosebud. It's a bud. Have you seen a rosebud? If you've seen a rose plant, you will see that first it is like a green seed, and then slowly it begins to open. It shapes, looks like this. Half of it is green and half of it, you see the color of the flower. That's a rosebud. So once there lived a little rosebud, and she lived in a dark, damp house under the ground. Right? She lived under the ground. So now there are two ways of looking at this story. You can look at it like it is the seed of a rose, which is going to become a rose plant, or the rosebud, which is in the plant, it's wet, and it is waiting to grow. The rosebud is not under the soil, it's the seed under the soil, but it is waiting to grow. It's closed. So the house of the rosebud is also damp. So one day she heard a soft tapping on her door. She heard a soft tapping. What's a tapping? Can you hear that? I'm tapping on my laptop. She was tapping on her door. So what do you do when someone knocks on the door? What do you ask? Who is there? You should never open the door without asking. First of all, you should not open the door of your house, right? You're too young. You must wait for someone older, your parents or someone, to open the door. So you can only ask, who is there? Who is there? She asked. I am Rain. May I come in? Said a soft, sad little voice. So who was at the door? Rain. Rain was wanting to come into the house of the rosebud. Soft, sad little voice. Why sad? Sometimes when it rains, you feel sad. Sometimes we are happy, right? So the rain, for some reason, was sad because I think many times she had asked Rosebud to open up so that it could rain on the rosebud. Now, for a rosebud to open, for a bud to open, science will tell you that it's suddenly in the morning, you will see the rosebud has opened. So when the sun keeps shining on the rosebud, when there is water, when there is air, the rosebud begins to open. I am Rain, may I come in? Said a soft, sad little voice. No, you cannot come in, Rosebud said. What did she say? No, you cannot come in. She was very firm. Do not touch my toys, you say. We can say do not, or we can say don't. We can say you cannot, or you can say you can't. But Rosebud was very firm. You cannot come in, Rosebud said. After some time, she heard a little tap, tap, tap on the window pane. I don't know if you can see this side to my right. There is the window pane. What is the window pane? The glass on the window is called the window pane. Who is there? She asked. The same soft little voice answered, I am Rain. I need to come in. First, Rain says, may I come in? When you walk into your class, you can't just walk into your class. You take permission from your teacher. What do you say? May I come in? And your teacher says, yes, please come in. So now Rain is saying, I am Rain. I need to come in. I have to come in. And what does Rosebud say? No, you cannot come in. It's so easy to learn these lines, right? First time, may I come in? No, you cannot come in. I need to come in. No, you cannot come in, said Rosebud. Look at the picture there. You can see the picture of rain, a little raindrop. There is a rose bush outside. There are flowers outside. But our little rosebud has not still opened. So the rain, patter, pitter, patter, pitter, patter. The rain is falling on the window, but rosebud doesn't open up. After a long time, there came a little rustling, whispering sound. Whisper. What's a whisper? Whisper. This is a whisper. I am. That's a whisper. Rustling sound. Paper rustles. Can you hear the sound of paper when I write? When I do this? That is a sound of rustling. Even clothes, silk, so you have the sound of rustling. Have you noticed? The sound of the word and the spelling of the word, the way the word is said is the same. Tap, tap. Can you hear? The sound that is made and the word is the same. Whisper, whisper. So there are many words like this. Bang. So the sound you hear is bang. So there are many words in English where the sound of the word and the way we say the word is the same. After a long time, there came a little rustling, whispering sound through the window. Rustle, whisper, rustle. Who is there? Asked Rosebud. I am Sunshine, said a little voice, a very cheery voice. The sun is very cheery, bright and cheerful. Cheery means cheerful. May I come in? What do you think the little Rosebud is going to say? Yes. No, she said, you cannot come in. And again, she sat still again, did not open up. She sat still. Very soon she heard the sweet little rustling noise to the keyhole. So first she heard the sunshine through the window, and then she heard it through the keyhole. What's the keyhole? The keyhole is the hole in which you put a key in. When it's very windy, you can hear the wind coming through the keyhole. It comes in through the window. Very soon she heard a sweet little rustling sound through the keyhole. So what did she ask? Who is there? I'm Sunshine, said the cheery little voice, and I want to come in. I want to come in. What did Rosebud say? No, no, said the little Rosebud, you cannot come in. Both the rain and the sunshine requested her, asked her very kindly, very, very sweetly, may I come in? And she said, no, you cannot come in. And then rain said, I need to come in. And Rosebud said, no, you cannot come in. And then sunshine said, may I come in? She said, no, you cannot come in. And now sunshine is saying, I want to come in. I want to come in. And she says, no, you cannot come in. By and by, as she sat still, she heard a tap, 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 and a rustle, whisper, rustle. through the window pane on the door and up the keyhole. She heard both. She heard tap, tap. Who made the tap, tap sound? The rain. Who made the whisper, rustle, whisper sound? The sunshine. Now she heard both the sounds. She heard tap, 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 and she heard the rustle, whisper, rustle, through the window pane and through the keyhole. So who do you think was there outside? Yes, both the rain and the sunshine were now outside Rosebud's house. Rosebud was still closed. Who is there? She asked. We are rain and sunshine, sunshine and rain, said two little voices together. And we want to come in, we want to come in, we want to come in. They insisted. Very clear, they insisted. What do you mean by insist? Very firmly, no, I want this. You insist. How do you spell insist? I-N-S-I-N-T-E-D, insisted. So again, she told them that they cannot come in, but rain and sunshine insisted that they would come in. How did they say it? We want to come in, we want to come in, we want to come. They were also very stubborn. Dear, dear, said Rosebud, if there are two of you, I suppose I shall have to let you in. I suppose. Both of you are now waiting there. Maybe I should let you in. So she opened a door. Imagine a rosebud opening a door over a little wee crack. What is wee? Very small. A little wee crack, and in they came. One took one of her little hands, and the other took her other little hand, right? Rain on one side, sunshine on one side. They held the hand of Rosebud. They ran and ran with her right up to the top of the ground, and then they said, poke your head through. Right? So they kept pulling her up, open up, open up. So the story could be about a seed which has become a flower, or it could be about the seed which became a rosebud, and then it became a flower. So they opened up, they pulled her up, they made her open up, open her eyes. You know, it's like sometimes you're sleeping in the bed and your mother or father wakes you up and said, wake up. No, I don't want to. I want to sleep. You have to go to school. No, I don't want to. I want to sleep. And then your mother or father would say, I insist. Now wake up. So they are saying, poke your head through, open your eyes, open your head. So she poked her head through, and she was in the middle of a beautiful garden, right? So this beautiful rose opened up, and she found herself in the middle of a beautiful garden. It was springtime. What is springtime? Springtime is when the flowers begin to open up, right? In EVS, again, you have learned about seasons. How many seasons do you know? Summer season, sunny. Winter when it's cold. Rainy season, it's called the monsoon when it rains. And in some parts of our country, they also have spring, which comes after winter. Everything is cold, and then the sun begins to shine, and then the flowers begin to bloom. It was springtime, and all the other flowers had poked their heads through, and she was the prettiest little red rose in the whole garden. So it's just like us. Sometimes we don't want to do something, and then people force us to do it, and then you're happy. Oh, thank God I did it. So you don't want to do something. I don't want to go here. I don't want to go swimming. I don't want to go to this class. I don't want to go there. But once you go, you are very happy. So if sunshine and rain had not come into our house and insisted, Rosebud would not have become a beautiful flower. Not only was she a beautiful flower, she was the most prettiest flower in the garden. So there's a little note there which says there are over 100 species of rose. They come in different colors. 100 kinds of roses. We have seen few. Have you gone to a botanical garden in a hill station? You go to Kodaikanal or Ooty or any hill station. You go to the botanical gardens, you see a beautiful garden. You see such lovely flowers, all kinds of flowers. You can see red rose, yellow rose, pink rose, mixture of colors, different kinds of roses. So let's see how much you understood of the lesson. Who wanted to come inside Rosebud's dark house? Rain and sunshine. You can write their names. The spelling is there in your textbook. You can write their names and you can even draw them any way you like. You can draw rain and sunshine any way that you like. So in one box, draw rain, and in the second box, you can draw sunshine, and you can even write their names. But this is a story map. I'll just show you the page and then we'll go back. Look at that. It says setting, characters, beginning, middle, and end. Who are the characters in the story? Who are the people? Not people. Who are the characters? Rain, sunshine, and Rosebud. Three main characters. So if you are doing the story as a play, as a drama in your school, you will have three main characters, which are Rosebud, Rain, and Sunshine. But all others can be the beautiful flowers in the garden. You can be plants, you can be trees, you can be many raindrops, right? You can be rays of sunshine, many characters. But the main characters are Rosebud, Rain, and Sunshine. Where is the setting? Where is the story set? Where does the story happen? In a garden. It happens in a garden. What is the beginning of the story? What happens in the beginning of the story? Rosebud is in her damp house. She's not opening. Rain comes in and wants to come in, but Rosebud does not allow Rain to come in. Then Sunshine comes in, and Rain does not allow Sunshine to come in. What happens in the middle of the story? In the middle of the story, there is again a tap, 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 and a rustle, whisper, rustle, and both Rain and Sunshine come in to Rosebud's house. One comes in through the window, and one comes in through the keyhole. Rain taps on the window pane, and Sunshine comes in through the keyhole. And they insist on coming into the house. They tell Rosebud, we want to come in, we want to come in, we want to come in. And what happens in the end? And then Rosebud allows them to come in. What happens in the end? Rain and Sunshine hold the hands of Rosebud and they pull her up. They pull her up out of her bed, make her open up her eyes. They say, poke your head through. Open your eyes, open your head. And when she opens up, she becomes a beautiful flower and she sees that she is in the garden. And she is the prettiest flower in the garden. See, the more you tell the story, the more you read the story, the number of times that you read the story, you will learn how to say the story. Because many lines are repeated. May I come in? No, you cannot come in. I need to come in. No, you cannot come in, said the Rosebud. May I come in? Said Sunshine. No, you cannot come in, said Rosebud. I want to come in, said Sunshine. No, you cannot, said Rosebud. We want to come in, we want to come in, we want to come in, said both Sunshine and Rain. And Rosebud allowed them inside her house, right? So that's how you can tell the story. And when you learn to tell the story, you can write it very easily. Read the line and answer the question. Dear, dear, said Rosebud. Dear, dear. Oh my God. Okay, okay. Dear, dear, said Rosebud. If there are two of you, I suppose I shall have to let you in. Who are the two characters? Of course, you know it's the Rain and the Sunshine. Why do you think Rosebud allowed the two to enter the house when they came together? When they came together, why did she allow? Because, okay, she's being pressured. They're forcing her. Now that both of them have come back, she said, okay, I'll open. Right? So because the two came together and they insisted and they would not take no for an answer, she allowed them to come in. Imagine that you were the little red rose. How do you feel when you went into the garden? Draw yourself and write a few lines. If I were writing, I would say, well, I was sleeping and I didn't want to come out of my damp house, but rain and sunshine insisted and they pulled me out. And when I poked through the hole and I opened my eyes and opened up myself, I found myself in a beautiful garden and I was the prettiest flower there. I was very happy that rain and sunshine forced me because I realized that I was in such a beautiful place. I'm very grateful, I'm very happy, and I thank rain and sunshine for pulling me out of my bed, right? So next time your parents pull you out of your bed, whoever pulls you out of your bed, your brother, sister, granny, uncle, aunt, jump out of bed because you can do something wonderful. You can read, you can play, you can write, you can watch TV, you can play on the computer, you can do your homework, you can learn so much online, you can learn so much in school. There's so much you can do. I'll see you again in the next class. Bye-bye and stay safe.